Hey YouTube, so I finally got my shot on Annihilape thanks to everyone in the chat or comments who commented on my Rocket event that they are in the wild right now. So I went around, I searched hard, I got one, and I used it, and I think it's actually I think it is quite strong. Um, so I paired it with Ferret and Bastiodon because you need to cover your ghost weakness. Because anything with a ghost fast move, I know you have Rage Fist, but counters resisted and they hit super effective. You're just gonna get beat pretty badly. So Ferret with Sucker Punch to deal with the ghosts, and also you're weak to Fairy and Flying. And unfortunately, Bastiodon is probably the best answer for those two. So you are double weak to fighting in the back. So sometimes you're gonna see me try and draw out a fighter, other times not. Yeah. Otherwise, I think Annihilape is quite strong. I played out this matchup quite a few times. I know that you can essentially shield the first one, get your Rage Fist, and as soon as you Rage Fist, you're going to be able to counter through them as long as they don't boost. They do catch on the Dusclops, which is, you're catching a super effective move, so that still will chip, and yes, this is why you cover your Dusclops weakness. With Ferret just resisting all those ghost moves, Ice Punch is not going to threaten you, you've got bulk. I'd be surprised if I do anything but commit to a full farm down here. Don't really care about taking the second move. So take this move, get the farm down, get a nice punch off. That's fine. I'm loaded with energy. And the thing with Scizor is, especially already in the yellow, one Swift is going to take this out. Scizor is just too glassy to live this. And they're going to shield right away, which just means that they're going to have to burn a second shield or be taken out here. Either is fine by me. And they, yeah, recognize that Ferret just spams too fast. So they have to burn energy. Probably come. Oh, attack rise. Oh, I think it's because with the attack rise, I just like Bastiodon, just such a tank. I'll just eat it here. Blastoise. So I'm just gonna get off the. I don't really care about timing. I just want to get a move off, just to chip it, because now I can. Even if I think it has two moves, it doesn't really matter even if it has two moves, because they're gonna have to dump back to back, and you'll live a Hydro on Bastiodon, and if they don't, getting a couple boosted counters is quite strong. So yes, Annihilape with the counter. I know counter got nerfed, but I think it was the energy that got nerfed if I remember correctly. So it's still quite strong with the counter damage. Drifblim on the lead was a terrible lead, so had to go into Ferret. They kind of stayed in for a bit, and unfortunately they have a second answer for Annihilape in Wigglytuff. So get off the Trailblaze to boost these Swifts to now potentially put some pressure on them here. And once they let this go, this should be an instant go here, because you have Annihilape, which is weak to Ghost, and they are loaded. You have Ferret, which resists Ghost, and you have Bastiodon, which hits super effective against the flying Drifblim, and it's just a tank and can take all that damage. So once they let the Trailblaze and Swift go on Wigglytuff, it should be an instant shield to flip switch here, because you can just absorb one. You're going to come out with some energy, not that energy matters against the Drifblim because everything's resisted, but just being able to align here. And now I have an Annihilape on a Cradily and a Bastiodon on a Drifblim, and they let this move go. They're going to try and sweep with Drifblim. Maybe I should have tried to chip there, even though Swift is resisted on Rock. Probably still should have chipped, but that's okay. They throw the Rock Tomb. Yes, I'm trying to do the one turn reset there, and then we'll align here. So the one turn reset, it doesn't even work all the time. I noticed it when I was at my parents'. I think it's like internet dependent. Anyways, for those of you who do not know what I'm doing and why, for 23 seasons up until this season, how it worked was you were supposed to come in and have an even level energy, like at even level field for who gets to throw the moves. So if you came in and you both throw your fast moves, you should be at the same timing. If you came in and threw a charge move, you should get that charge move off right away. But for some reason, this game decides to give you a one turn lag, and one turn is substantial, because one turn means if you come in, you're not going to see your charge moves. So they're going to get to a fast move first or their charge move first, and it completely changes the game. Because if you watch like the Play Pokemon Championship, the best players bank moves. They bank charge moves on Pokemon that they know they're going to win CMP tie on. So that way, when they bring them in and they win, they get CMP tie because there should be an even 0-0 energy. They win CMP tie, they're going to win the matchup. But now you can't even do that. If you want to play Pokemon Championship, holy, the amount of one-turn leg issues that cost people games left, right, and center was terrible. So I call him Ilquim. I don't actually know how to pronounce his name, but he said that if you like kind of flick out of your app and go back in, the one-turn leg doesn't show up as much. Now it's not perfect, and I tried it on my parents like 100 times, and it maybe worked like 3 times. So I don't know if it's an internet thing or they like patch that. They didn't fix the main bug, but they patched that bug. Anyways, so that's why you're going to see me flipping off constantly to try and deny that one turn issue. Okay, Carbink. So Carbink is a fairy, but it's half rock. So counter is neutral, and they're doing a bunch of rock throws which are resisted. This one was just like not a panic. I think I saw the flyer first before I saw anything. It's still a good matchup, but obviously Fret would be better because Fret would hit super effective with sucker punches. You resist the ghost, and you could just like come out with energy to have like super effective trailblazes against Carbink. Now they do let it go and align on Gastrodon, and now they just farm me down too. So gonna just come Fret here. Am I going to take the move? And just, yeah. I think I'm taking the move because I know the win con is Annihilape. Because I know that I can just like counter Rage Fist through a lot of this. So I know they have a fairy move. Rock is resisted here. And if they go power, so they're baited. So do I have to throw here? Yeah, I'm throwing because I'm not worried that they're going to get to another move here. But if I can get a double boosted counter, like this is going to put a lot of pressure on their energy, on their like health here. So I get to another move here. Not that I need it. They have 2 shields, but it's essentially a fast move damage. But I just boosted my counter one more time. So if I can shield this or call a bait, but I'm going to shield this. And it is an earth power, and now I can just sucker punch down. So yeah, those counter damages can really, especially with Rage Fist, the Shadow version. Shadow Annihilape with stab counter, boosting your attack with Rage Fist is very, very dominant. Amoonguss. I think I saw grass. I don't know. I don't even know why I came in with this. I think I saw grass and I'm like, oh, I have flamethrower. So maybe that was my go-to, but I don't even know if Fret's the right answer or Bastion's the right answer. But either way, Bastion is just so bulky that you can just take a bunch of moves. They do chip me for the second time, and do they get to another move here and then I get worried? Yeah. And I really want to keep switch. So I really want my Annihilape on. It was just a foul play. I maybe could have lived a foul play, but I don't think it matters. I really want to align Annihilape. I am down a shield though, which is kind of a problem because now they're just going to farm me down and they're going to come out with a move here. Can I get just... I can't even get to a move. So now they're at like... see? Denied. So I tried the reset thing and I got denied there. I should have gotten a counter through, but I did not. What's in the back? I'm in trouble. So Jumpluff is just so bulky. They still have energy on Make Go. They have a shield advantage. So yeah, I do not see how I'm going to overcome this one. They're running Energy Ball. That lands. I'll get to another Swift. They may shield and just go like, just have energy. Or they could just let it go and just come out with energy on the, yeah, that's still live too. And just Make Go will sweep. Even though it's weak to counter, they're still going to sweep. So I just instant swap. And I'm surprised I'm throwing here. I almost need to try and just counter down. But now I can't because they got the extra fast move through. And now they're going to get to move and take me out here. Yeah, you almost needed to like counter down there and come out with like 2 moves as your only like win con there. But even that was like a kind of tight one. So good matchup. They're weak to counter, like fighter, and they're just kind of staying in. So boost my attack. Even if they... I assume I shield. Even if they just lower my attack, it just brings us back to neutral here. Because I did boost my attack. And it's a Drifblim, and I got 2 answers for that in the back. So instant swap, there is your fighter. So as you see, I have not been trying to draw out the fighter, which could bite you like real bad with this team. So just be aware if you're going to run that strategy, that if you don't draw out a fighter and you see one in the back, you're pretty close to the top left. But Ferret is just so spammy with these Swifts, and Trailblaze can threaten Poliwrath here. They do decide to let it go, and now I'm doing a bunch of damage with these sucker punches. Let's see if I just go in right away with Bastion, or if I like scare them into throwing into Annihilape here. No, just going straight Bastion. They're low enough that the damage is done. Scizor, again, I mentioned this. You just kind of play it out. You throw the Rage Fist. You shield up the first move. And they decide to not throw, which is huge because now I have the option to do what I want here. I assume I'm still going to shield. Yeah, I assume that the option is to still shield and take switch here. Oh, they decided to go Trailblaze, but that's still not going to make you win switch here. It is a Toxapex. So I had boosted Rage Fist, so I'm just boosting again. Just going to get Bastion, and luckily I did because it is a Diggersby in the back. Bastion resists the poison, and I'm going to shield here. Basically shielding that move because I just want to try and get as much damage done here as possible, is essentially why I shielded that. I know Bastion can beat Toxapex, even though it would take Super Effective from the Brine. So I just want this Diggersby out of here. So I'm going to try and do that with Ferret as best I can. And thankfully, because I shielded up the first one, they have to keep going for the Scorching Sands there. Do take it down to 1 HP. So even though they will take me out here, I'll not be able to smack down this out of here. And I'll be able to take Brines with ease here. Like, they're going to take like 4 Brines to take me out. Brine is just such a bad move. Yeah. So once they throw that first one, they recognize, oof, that is garbage. Okay. Galarian not Galarian. Unova Stunfisk. So going to take the first move, and now comes a Golisopod. Coming in with Bastion. Aqua Jet is super effective. It probably still takes 3. You know what? It is Shadow Claw, so you know it's still probably going to take 3. Even with the Shadow Claws. Shadow Claws are neutral, while Fury Cutter would have been resisted. So those claws are doing neutral. I still get to move. Took 2 Aqua Jets. That's just Bastion strength. Do take it out. Keep switch. See how much they want to overfarm here. Good counting. Really nice counting, because now they are going to take me out and have energy for the Annihilape. But I have energy too. So let's boost for the first time and see what they want to do. They have some energy. They can live this if it's not like an Ice Punch. And I'm going to shield right back because I'm close to a second one here. So what's in the back? Drifblim. I should have instant swapped. I should have instant swapped because now I'm going to get Icy Wind and they're going to lower my attack too. That's not smart. Not only do you give them free energy, you're giving them energy to then hit a move that lowers your attack that you cannot reset on. So I boosted it back, but now the second Icy Wind's going to land, and this is going to put me in the... Oh, this is a real throw of a matchup here. So I essentially have to bait, because I need to land a Trailblaze, and I'm definitely going to be taken out in like 2 seconds here. Yeah, what a terrible play. Okay, that was bad. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. You should instant swap when you see that ghost. Okay, speaking about ghost... Instant swap into Ferret. I'm assuming they have an answer. Not an amazing answer. It's a decent answer, but not an amazing answer. It is a Bullet Seed, so it charges a bit faster. They do shield the first one. I know they're just going to want to Rock Tomb me. I assume I let this go. I'll get to a Trailblaze. Boost that right back up here. So now I got a decision to make. Because I could shield and take, yeah. I could shield and try and flip this if I want. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because if the Corsola comes back in, I'm going to get a few super effective sucker punches. If not, I can just at least align Bastiodon on it. And it's in a zoom roll, so essentially useless Annihilape. I need to figure out where I want to go here. I mean, I assume I'm going Bastiodon after this, because my assumption is that they're only going to have ice, like a play rough on Ice Beam. So I still may come Annihilape here and just sacrifice it. Yeah, that's not surprising. And again, when I say sacrifice it, I may shield. Yeah. Shield to try and chip this / take it out. Just because I'm under the assumption that the Azumarill is running Ice Beam Play Rough, which is essentially a useless moveset against Bastiodon. Both are resisted. So I don't really care about taking moves from Azumarill here. Bubbles are what's going to do the damage. These charge moves aren't going to do anything to me. So there's your resisted Play Rough. Bubbles are super effective. Stone Edge is neutral. Azumarill's tanky. Bastiodon is not hard hitting. So this will definitely not take out or anywhere near it. The question is, can I smack down? Okay, yeah. They just kind of recognize they're tough there. Okay. These Hydras are going to come at 5 here. So what I'm going to do, 2 shield this. You can essentially like boost here. Did they catch on something? Drapion. Nice catch. So they got the Hydro off and then caught. But now I'm boosted. So they're at crunch. I may shield and, yeah, double shield. Take it down with counters. Come out with energy. I'm already boosted once. No matter what comes in, I'm likely to grab a second shield here. Like, not second shield. Grab a shield here. So Swampert comes back in. They have to shield. I'm already boosted, and now here comes the next one. And this is what this is why Annihilape can be very, very tricky, because these Rage Fists boosting an already hard hitting counter really puts pressure on your opponent. So I just got both shields right back, and it's a Scizor in the back. So we are coming Bastiodon. They'll have Trailblaze or Night Slash. Still not going to cause much problems here. What's going to cause a potential problem is if the Swampert gets major head on energy to be able to like double Hydro me. Okay. That was my only concern. A lot of people giving up here. My only concern was like if I took that out and then the Swampert comes in and comes out with like 100 energy, that could cause problems for Ferret. But Dusclops lead was terrible, so I had to come Ferret. They're staying in and getting a nice bunch off at this point. Okay, that's fine. They're so far behind on energy. And if this lands, I gotta imagine I'm fighting for a switch immediately here. Yeah. Yeah, this should be like a no hesitation again. Of course you're fighting for switch. You have a ghost against a counter user in the front. They came in way too late. I can double shield and take switch with ease because of that. And it's 100% worth it because Bastiodon could just take everything from the Dusclops. So Dedenne comes in. That's okay. I'll boost my attack again. Maybe I should have just gone double swift. Because yeah, maybe I should have gone double swift because Trailblaze was resisted anyways, but doesn't matter at this point. Annihilape, you're being sacrificed here. Do get off a Rage Fist, so if they want to get off this player off to take this out, they will have to shield, or they're going to have to try and run with. Part of me is surprised I'm coming in here. I thought I would just take the move, but maybe I'm trying to get ahead on energy, but I just don't like taking this chip damage. I know I'll come out with some energy, but now you just took chip damage down to like 60% health. I am out of move, so maybe I'll start putting pressure on quick. But now, how many Sucker Punch ranges am I in? Like 3? And this thing spams. So here comes the first Shadow Punch. Not Sucker Punch, sorry, Shadow Punch. But I guess it is 3, and I'm going to smack them down. Oh, look, another Dusclops lead. So we're going to instant swap Ferret and be met with a Diggersby. Not a good answer. And this is why Ferret, which I was surprised that it was so down next season in the rankings. If they don't have a fighter, it's only got one weakness in fighting. Like, Darks are a little tough because Sucker Punch... Like, Darks and Fairies, where Sucker Punch is resisted, is tough. But if you don't have that... I guess Steels that would resist the charge moves too. But otherwise, you just allowed me to fight for Switch again here. And I already shielded one. And with that one shield, I'm now going to take Switch in the even shield scenario. So I just took Switch with even shields, and I'm going to get a Trailblaze off. Yeah, so Ferret is obviously putting in great work here. And they shield, which means I'm probably going to shield the Annihilape back here. I'll live 1, and I know they're close to 2, though. That's fine. I think the damage is done to take this low enough to put it in smackdown range. And I tried to bank that move, just in case I need it here. I didn't know what the full health scenario is going to be, but as you're going to see here, these Shadow Punches not doing much to Bastiodon at all. So Bastiodon taking that Shadow Punch, it's going to take like 5 to take me out. So Bastiodon's actually quite dangerous in like some zero shield scenarios here, as you're seeing. We both basically had even energy and even shield, and just look at how much of an advantage I have. They'll get off in, what, 3rd or 4th Shadow Punch to put me to... I'm not even in the red yet, and I'm going to take this out. So Bastiodon can really cause problems. And they're going to have to throw Sparkling Aria, and if they do... I don't even know if it takes me out. It's super effective, but still does not even take me out. Jeez. That one attack coming in huge there. Okay, so that is it. Yeah, so I do think Annihilape is super strong. Again, when you get the, what is the damage per, let me just quickly check here what the damage per turn on Annihilape is. So Annihilape is the number 26 ranked Pokemon. Shadow Annihilape, 5.76 damage per turn, right? And then you boost that attack, so you're doing like well over like 6 damage per counter, which is really dominant in a lot of matchups. So you got to cover your, again, you're working to 4 things: Fairy, Flying, Ghost, and Psychic. You can hit super effective against Psychic and Ghost with your Rage Fist. You can hit super effective against Flying with your Ice Punch. So you can cover some of your weaknesses, which I think also gives it a lot of flexibility. 24 and 23 in the even shield, even energy scenario with a 509 average, right? So that's pretty solid. Not surprising. Fairies, Flyers, Ghosts, Poisons, anything that resists a counter, Poisons, Ghosts, Fairy, those are all your losses. Bug, because Bug resists. But outside of that, doing quite well. Like, yeah, you even beat Talonflame just going Rage Fist too, which is, I remember Home Slice telling me that, because he's the one who kind of says that he was like one of the first to use it and kind of mentioned that, like, oh yeah, you can actually beat Talonflame in the one shield with Rage Fist. So definitely a deadly Pokemon. Just make sure you cover those weaknesses. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments on yesterday's Dan Talk video. But yeah, well, I know there's an event on, I think, Tuesday. Let me just quickly check that here. I don't consider this Dan Talk. I consider this future planning for what the videos are going to be. I know there's an event coming up next week. Sunkissed Shores. When is this one? Oh, Monday, August 25th at 10 a.m. Crap. That's tomorrow. Or today. I don't. Oh crap! I don't know when I'm gonna put this out. I thought this was Tuesday. Okay, so I guess this is now going up on Monday, and I've got to shoot another video for this one to go up on Sunday. Okay. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.